Hi there, it's Rosanne here from Chic Paint. Today I'm going to show you how to create a faux concrete or cement finish by layering paint, glazing and textures. Stay tuned to see how you can replicate this look. I always love finding new ways to get creative with paint, and making faux finishes on furniture can be so much fun. Today I'll be using the following supplies. We have a few colors of our all-in-one furniture paint. We have Lazy Linen, Rocky Mountain, Simplicity and Pebble Beach. We'll also be using our texture powder as well as our clear glaze. In addition, I'm going to use some stir sticks, a putty knife, a paintbrush, as well as a lint-free rag. Before you get started, make sure your piece is nice and clean with no contaminants on it. The first thing I want to do is create a base layer of texture. So I'm going to mix some of the Lazy Linen with texture powder in approximately a 1-to-1 ratio. There's no need to be completely exact, so you can just eyeball this. Now I'm just gonna mix it up and stir it until it's all blended well together. Now I'm going to use a putty knife to apply the textured paint all over this surface. Okay, so what you want to do is create a little bit of texture here, so you don't want to have it completely smooth. What you can do is let it tack up for about 15 minutes and then go over it again with your putty knife to create even more texture. After you've had it sit for a little while, you can take your putty knife and drag it across your project again to add a bit more texture. When you're happy with how the texture looks, you want to leave it to dry for probably at least 12 hours. Depending on how thick your layer was. To speed up the process, I had prepared this board and this is now completely dry. So what I'm going to do next is apply some different paint colors to create more variation in color. So I'm going to apply some Rocky Mountain as well as some Simplicity in little sections on my board here. And I'm going to use a putty knife again. You'll always want to make sure you stir your paint well. And you don't want this to look perfect, you're going for very random splotches of paint. So next I'm going to open up the Rocky Mountain. So I'm going to apply that with my stir stick randomly as well. And then I'm just going to use my putty knife again. To create a random kind of texture color variation here. So I'm going to leave this to dry now before moving on to the next step. So once you've let this part dry for about 1 to 2 hours, you're ready to move on to glazing, which is the really fun part. To prepare for the glazing aspect, I already prepared 3 different colors of glaze simply by taking our clear glaze and then mixing it up with Pebble Beach, Lazy Linen and Rocky Mountain in a 4-part glaze to 1-part paint ratio. By using different glaze colors, we can create a lot of depth to this look. The first layer of glaze that I'm going to apply is the Pebble Beach glaze. So what you're going to do is just apply 1 coat of glaze with a paintbrush and then gently wipe away the excess with a damp rag. So you want to repeat the glazing process with all 3 colors, and you want to make sure that the glaze has enough time to completely dry before you do the next color. Otherwise the colors will just all blend in together. So this Pebble Beach glaze is now dry, so we're going to take our Rocky Mountain glaze and do the same thing. We just apply it with a brush and we're just gonna wipe it away with a damp rag. Now to tie it all in together, I'll finish with 1 coat of lazy linen glaze. If you're not completely happy with the color when you're finished, you can always add another layer or 2 of glaze and just play around with it until you're happy with how it looks. So that's all there is to it. Here's an example of what it looks like on top of this stool. This type of finish would be great to use on the base of a lamp, on flower pots, on candlesticks, or even the top of a dresser. Make sure to share pictures of your projects with us on our Facebook page or on Instagram, as I'd love to see what you create. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a comment if you have any questions, or click the like button. If you'd like to find out more about our products or see where you can find them, please visit our website, countrychicpaint.com. I also want to encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss any of our upcoming tutorial videos. Thank you so much for watching, and happy painting!